G'day everyone. Proud to say Barkarati is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners. Welcome to Barkarati, the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome live from Canada, Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, exalted one.
Crickets.
I think a bear's taken him.
Oh, let's bring in the other bloke,
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr.
Mate,
Nicholas.
we should have known.
We've moved
We've
this around
learnt
so
our
much
lesson.
to accommodate him.
We've learnt our lesson.
Mm.
Sunday night for us, 6 a.m. Sunday morning for BP.
Yeah.
But it was never going to happen.
We expected him full recline mode, but no, I
No.
don't get it. He's gone full Letterkenny.
He's full Letterkenny.
He's
He's
doing
get-
sun
he's-
darts.
Drunk on maple syrup.
And
And pitter patter. Pitter patter.
well, we're doing this for video as well. So that was the whole plan. We're doing, once a month, we're doing a video one and we just have no guest and we just do a bit of banter and pitter patter. So I've had
By the way, for the video, nice nice hoodie.
Nice hoodie,
Yeah.
indeed. It looks good. We didn't get one in the size for Brett's stand-in that I've got, boss.
Oh,
Moose
old
Perry.
RP. Reindeer Perry.
He's a moose. It's for Canadian moose. Oh, maybe it
Oh.
is a reindeer. I think it's a reindeer. You're right.
Oh, we'll call it a moose, a Canadian moose for now. And who knows? BP does get up to a bit of mischief. Could be
well,
seeing
yeah.
the same sort of thing.
Yeah, he might be saying the same sort of thing. Mate, what's going on? It's the week of the look. I don't know about you, how you feel about it, but for me, it is the most important sailing regatta in the world this week. Like it is big, and I know a lot of people would argue maybe the Cup or maybe something else, but the 505 World Champs are the biggest regatta in sailing.
Second biggest. Don't want to brag.
I don't want to brag. No, it's the Olympics. Obviously, we're focused in on the Olympics, but yes, the 50 Worlds are on, and we'll come back to that later on. But Olympics, we delayed recording just so we could see all medals. We don't have medals for another couple of more days, so we're kind of up to speed. We've got the skiffs in and the windsurfers in. Been watching? You been watching?
Yep. Been watching a bit. But going back to, like, say, the biggest regatta, probably the most accessible in the sense that it's, on
We're able to
some
watch
sort
it.
of streaming or there's always access to it. Unlike, they never streamed live the Rainbow Nationals back in the day. But
No.
look, the fact anyone can watch it, whether they do or not, I'd be interested to see the stats, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I did look up because there's always banter about commentary and blah 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 and stuff, and we'll come to that as well. But I did look up to see all the names of the commentators because I could sense there's a bit of tension between a couple. And when you look at like our local broadcaster, which is a station called Channel 9 for non-Australians, it's got listed all the commentators for all the sports. Doesn't list sailing. No, it doesn't list anything. So like swimming, we had about 2 pages of details about the swimming commentators.
Yeah.
And then, there was
Diving. Let's not forget Mark Tubby Taylor, ex-Australian cricket captain, just calling it like he's
it's bad. It's a
the
cricket
first time
game.
he's been down to the local leisure centre.
I
Quite a
just
bit
said
of
that.
quite a bit of backlash in sporting world in that regard. Well, towards Channel 9, but none for sailing.
No commentators listed at all for sailing. So obviously we can name them, but I don't want to go through that. But yeah, I thought it was just interesting. So what that indicates to me is just how important sailing is to that broadcaster. That it doesn't care. So they're just picking up the world sailing stream, and that it's great. Look, we're incredibly grateful to be able to watch any of it, and listen in and get some of the tension, like that's the thing that's come across at me, the stress and the tension and how much it means for everyone. I've been watching late night. So maybe we could sort of dive in a little bit if you
we'll
want
have a
and
little bit of, but
talk about
before we do hook in,
yeah.
how many more cycles, quads, is sailing going to be in the Olympics? Do you think?
Well, it's in for 2032.
Definitely got to be there for Brisbane.
Yeah.
But based on what you're just referring to in regards to commentators, in regards to the greater audience watching it, and quite possibly probably the most expensive from an equipment point of view. Well,
equestrian probably knocks it off. Yeah,
equestrian.
yeah.
Sure. But quite a you'd imagine the officials or the actual hosts every time it comes to the line item of sailing and what they have to produce.
Yeah.
Of course, World Sailing's involved, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to know. Well, hopefully we can keep the dream alive for people that have been inspired by what they've just witnessed.
Could you reduce the total cost of sailing by doing dual use elements? So the pole vaulters have to use a sailing mast, or something like that.
Ultra high modulus. Just snap it like a twig.
Yeah, that mightn't be too good, but no, I look, I don't. But then again, I'm also skeptical that the Olympics has actually got that much life left in it, because the classic example of that was, Brisbane's got the 2032 Olympics, but no one else put their hand up for it. And, before, you remember, used to be a massive deal bidding for Olympics, but now no one put their hand up for it, and there's nothing after 2032 yet. So, and they went quickly on 2032 because someone had their hand up. They announced it like about 2 or 3 years ahead of what they normally would, which is good, because obviously getting shit organised takes a bit of time. Look, sailing.
Did you take note of the opening ceremony? Did you watch that?
No, I was working. I was on a plane, actually, I think. Anyway, what was sort of missed? I missed.
Oh no, it was for watching all the sports this week though. For the Olympics to not exist, disaster.
Yeah,
disaster.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
It's so good. Everyone's engaged. Even after kids' footy today, the boys were out. Wanted to get their BMXs, go to the pump track because they've been watching the BMX. So
how about? I mean, I'm so into water polo right now. Like, it's a sport for big, slightly overweight,
hefty gentlemen,
white males
who can wear a speedo.
I've been watching the water polo going, this is just great. It's the best thing ever, and the Aussies have been playing great, which has made it easy to watch, because I'd normally be watching the basketball and I just keep wanting to smash the screen watching the basketball. But the water polo, mad props to our goalie. And that number 3, we got this dude, number 3, he's got Milos something. He's got a great Aussie name, Milos. But he's just ripping.
Very traditional.
Just ripping in shots that were just unbelievable. So, but seeing the different sports, you got to love it, mate. You got to love it.
Yeah.
Like I'm down
absolutely.
there on the way. I'm playing water polo. Like, I'm joining the, I'm joining.
Buying yourself one of those helmets with the ear guards.
What's that for, anyway?
You're in.
Does anyone know?
Well, I guess no. I'd be guessing if I was to even attempt to give you an answer.
It's like to stop you grabbing your ears, them pulling you down by your ears or something. It's the
Yeah,
only thing
maybe.
I can think of. I don't know. I see you just can't hear your teammates or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But look, it's been good, and there's a heap of sports I'm really enjoying. I'm looking forward to the speed climbing. You'd be a natural speed climber, boss. I could see you racing up a wall.
Well,
years of
I'm
experience.
pretty good at getting down one.
Yeah.
Give you that.
Years of experience. That's right. Yeah, and that would be a great Olympic sport for the young fellas. Wall climbing down a wall after you've escaped through a tiny window the size of a bathroom. Like where you've had to.
Had to do a mass exodus.
Little exodus out the window and down the wall.
But
sort
that
of
would
thing.
never happen. Not
Never
at this
happen.
professional level at all.
But yeah, no, I'm not. There's a few sports, and I think I've made my my views
Your
clear. I'm not going
claims.
to be.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be watching the breakdancing.
No,
It's
no.
just. I
I
mean, I
think-
couldn't watch the. I couldn't watch the park skate. Oh, I can't say that. I got one of my best mates' kids is fully training to be in
Be
the
Olympics.
Olympics in the skateboarding. Yeah, he's like fully. He's 13 or 12, and he's totally dedicated to it.
Yeah, right.
Special school, the whole thing. So I better not say anything about that.
Well, before we diverge even any further,
Yeah,
how about the 12 and 13-year-old yachties that train their ass off to get there and they've just done it now, which
Yeah.
we can maybe go a bit deeper into now?
yeah. Well, we'll just roll through it. So, the men's skiff. We'll start off with that. So, the Spanish, the power of the Spanish is continuing. Like, just how good they were, in terms of the performance. To see the Spanish, they've just come in hot from San Francisco where they won
Oh,
GP. So Diego and Florian, that was pretty super, super, super cool. And they won it pretty well. The Kiwi lads, so Isaac and William, so McCarty and Mackenzie, and then in Barrows and Hans Henkin. Happy to see Hans up there after his injuries and what he's been suffering a bit. So that was good. I think because remember we had his wife Helena scut on
correct.
episode 228 or something.
And then the reverse curse didn't go so well because that weekend is when Hans got injured, right?
Yeah, but that was she was using it for herself. But the Irish, remember that was it was a good sort of race. That was the start where everyone was pretty much over the line. About 3 or 4 boats went over the line, and the Croatians didn't go back, so got pulled off the course. And I think a few people just dropped out in the end. And the Irish were looking really strong for a silver, but they were one of the ones that went over the line. So that was a disaster because I was pretty hopeful that the Irish would go pretty well. The thing I do want to say though is one, Diego and Florian just continue to impress. Like that's
100%.
100%. They're red hot. Like
Fair
we go
chance
through.
Diego will be walking away with a Rolex watch this year.
I was looking at his wrist
Mm.
just to check it out, but yeah. Oh, I see where you're going. Yes, 100%. Yep, 100%. It'd be impossible for him not to be World Yachtsman of the Year, World Sailor of the Year.
Yep.
Impossible for it. Just can't. You couldn't. You'd be mad to name anyone else. It'd be a riot. All the Spanish, the Spanish wouldn't be riding manana. They'd be onto it today. The Kiwis, how strong they are in this class. Like the silver. So what's that? Because Pete and Blair, they got a silver, gold, silver, and now another silver for the Kiwis. So they're right there pushing hard in this class. So that's been good.
And I think from memory, the depth of the class, the 49er specifically, in the Kiwis. Like, of course, Isaac and Will were there. They clearly won the trials, but wasn't far behind. From memory, second or third. So
no, yeah, it's a great standard of sailing coming out of that little country. They've only just started to get into sailing, New Zealand. I don't know if people even aware that New Zealanders sail. But yeah, no, how good they're doing. And just wanted to highlight that. They've got such a great sailing nation, such a good sailing nation. So it's good to see. The other great sailing nation for me that's really the one that's standing out, and it's not just its colour, but the Dutchies. The Dutchies are just on fire. And so the women's skiff, how was the finish for that? The Dutchies were... they were leading all the way until they just decided, let's go to a different finish line. Did you see that?
No, I've heard from varying sources the debacles that were going on for the women's skiff in the finals. Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. So they pretty much they led most of the way. I'm trying to remember. I think it was I think maybe the Swedes split off and had a bit of a flyer on the first run, which was smart. It looked like a pretty good move when they did it. But anyway, the Dutch ladies led the whole way, and then went through the finish line and went straight through the start line. And instead of taking the dog leg to the left to go to the finish line, and they dropped their kite. They're celebrating, and then we didn't have footage of it. Like the TV sort of coverage didn't focus in on it, and so then the next thing it cuts back and it's over. It's over to the finish line, and the Swedish pair going through the line, and they're just screaming and cheering and shouting, and then I think the French start going through the line, and then everyone starts hammering into the line. And the next thing you see, the Dutch pair come flying in under Main and Jib, and they cross the line third.
Yep.
So who's in next? It wasn't the French.
So the Swedes,
and then the Italians. It was the Italians.
The Italians, and then the Dutch.
Yeah, and if the Dutch had gone let one more boat through, which they almost did, it was the New Zealand team. The New Zealand team nearly there. That one more boat, it would have been a tie, and then on the countback, it would have been just the Swedes. So just a near disaster, but amazing to watch. Like the tension just ripping through. But I would have. I just want to say, like, the Dutch really are standing out from the sailing that I've been watching. Like they've been good, always been
consistently.
Really good.
If they're not on the podium, definitely top 10. So,
the next one where we've had medals is in the windsurfing. Now, did you watch? I know you would have watched Gray.
Watched Gray, yes. Which let's get to that, but let's talk about the women's windsurfing first.
Let's talk about the format. Like, okay, so we have like 180 races to pick the top 10, and then they go into a quarter final, which 4 through 10 race, and the top 2 of that go on to the semi-final, where 2 and 3 are waiting. So the boats that finish 2 and boards that finish 2 and 3 are waiting, and then the top 2 come out of that 4 till 10, and then the top 2 they race one race, no points carry forward. They race, the top 2 go through, and then it's irrelevant how well you've sailed. It's just one race. So you have this whole series about consistency, trying to get the best. Man, it's caused some controversy because
100%.
From the
domination of Emma Wilson from the UK.
Correct.
She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Clearly,
7 first.
Clearly the best sailor.
7 first. So net with 1 discard.
Yep.
2 discard, sorry. She drops a 17 and a 3.
Yeah. Yep.
So she finishes with the 2 discards, 18 points.
Yep.
Before the finals.
Yep.
Then next closest, 49 points.
Yep.
So absolutely slayed them.
Yep.
And then, like you say, she goes through straight into the race.
Yep.
Into the gold medal race.
Correct.
Against the Italians and the
Israeli. Yep.
And basically that's the whole regatta for her, the gold medal, has come down to that particular race. Well, obviously you got to sail well to get through, but the format.
Hard to believe, like watching Emma Wilson just head in her hands in tears, and because she was sailing that final so well, like watching it, she was clearly a class above the other sailors. I mean, like 1 or 2%, not much.
Yeah,
but that there was passing lanes left, right, and centre. Like that's the problem with sailboarding, is they're hitting corners. So somebody's always going to make a move. That's just the nature of corners. But then that late tack, so she let them leverage off in front where the Marta, the Italian lass, tacked under the ley line and worked up. Then the Sharon, the Israeli, was next to tack, and then Emma continued on and was going to come in at full noise, but obviously lifted slightly, and that's the problem. Once you're on a ley line, you can only lose on a ley line. So if you let them out in front, if you're behind and you're further out on that ley line, the further out you're out, the more you've got to lose. And so, but then you've got to balance it off with tacking. And so this whole thing was just, there was such a lead that Marta got as she went around that top mark, one more run down and then a reach into the finish. And it was just heartbreaking for Emma because it's the nature of the sport at the Olympics. So that's what we've all signed up for.
Well, not only the Olympics, Sail GP, similar.
Exactly right. Sail
It's
GP.
down to that last race.
Yeah.
Thinking about it today, seeing all the stuff on social media with Emma with her head in her hands.
Yep.
Having grown up and seeing the format, even the medal race back in the day, when that was first introduced, everyone thought that was harsh. Is this harsh? Like, is there any other racing in the world where your heats or your qualifiers matter for the final gold, silver?
Yeah, no, that's
bronze?
right. I was trying to think of that exact thing. So, like the BMX racing, you watch the BMX and, a dude gets taken out on the corner in the final and,
100 meter.
Too bad.
100 meter sprint.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad.
All the swimming. Yeah.
We'll come back to it. I want to talk more about it because I want to do some sort of bit of banter about that. But first off, let's just go to the men's windsurfing. That was fantastic racing. So we went through that whole thing. And I think that the three boats that got into that final were pretty much the standout boats. If you were from the racing I was able to watch, the Dutch sailor, Luke, he was fantastic, I thought. The Israeli sailor was great, and obviously Gray started out slow, then just hammered him, came home strong. But it was good. It was good even.
Shout out for the Kiwi, Josh.
Yep. Josh, yep.
He sailed extremely well.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. He he got a black flag, I think, during the whole racing. But anyway, so again, it's that brutal sort of process. And that we had a sort of false start for the final, but from the minute they started, they were equal. If you're looking at it, I think they come off the line exactly lined up, and then Gray put in a bit of pace, but then he had to squeeze it up, and I think the Israeli came over the top and accelerated past, and then they all had a shot at the lead, and then I think remember Luke, the Dutchie went around that bottom mark to go upwind the last time, and Gray, they both went the same way. The Dutchie went first, and Gray tacked back first and got leverage on him. But the Israeli sailor went the opposite side, and it was close, and then just got around that top mark. Geez, they got around together again, didn't they? And then, just the Israeli got away slightly. And that was it, it was so close. Like, they all deserve to win. But if you, I don't know. Like, that was good racing. It was really enjoyable to watch.
Yep. And hopefully, I think I saw like some medalists do a quick little video. Shout out to Gray.
Yep. Yeah.
And one of the key things there was a bit of a common theme was the inspiring the young kids. And this is one of the coolest classes.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was definitely good.
I asked you a question. We've banged on about the bloody reverse curse for years. Are we claiming this as our own?
Oh, there's no doubt. In fact, like, even Gray would admit to it, like, the only reason Gray's not on here chatting is he got dragged off to national TV. Like, he's sitting on the panel chatting to national TV, showing his beautiful head. He's more reliable than BP at the moment. But we've had a few emails about the reverse curse, so we'll come back to that in the letters, or the emails, or the communication from our listeners. But yeah, like, I got to say, we've reverse cursed the shit out of that kid. You know, like,
100%, my friend.
yeah.
And shit, I would just shudder to think what went on in Marseille after that. And you saw it on the shore.
I love it. I love it.
And hopefully it's something similar. His interviews something similar to the eventers, the equestrian guy that got interviewed.
Yeah.
Why are you interviewing me now? I'm way better when I'm hungover. Way funnier.
He's probably a little too professional for that young Gray.
No,
I think.
he would be. But
Yeah.
mate, seriously, hats off. Silver medal. Nothing. Haven't medaled in the class since Lars Klepich. When was that? Early 90s or something?
92 or 96
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's a household name. Graham
Yeah.
Morris, mate, stand up, my friend.
Yeah.
And this is just the start. It's only 20.
Only 20. Absolute star. And, you know, I can't tell you how much we like the kid. You know, he's great fun to chat to. He's just, you know, yeah. He could be a future superstar, but let's just wait and see how it plays out. But we did have a few messages just before the medal race, and I just said, mate, with whatever happens, we're so proud of you. You know, just do your best, do whatever. Don't worry about anyone judging you, because you are awesome, mate. Like,
Well, I think as he said it during the interview, and this would have to be one of my favourite answers the whole time we've done bar karate. Just like going out there, just fanging around. Hey, no.
So was
no other reason.
So was
it. Going
and
fast.
did we not say that? Like, Gray is the epitome of that whole Aussie spirit. Don't look like you, just enjoy yourself, mate. Look like, and then he does the hard yards, but you don't see it. He's doing the hard yards, but he's relaxed. Love it. So where we at now? We Sunday. So we've got
fights are yet to start.
Into the Ilkers. The next medal race will be the Ilkers. We've got. I mean, we've got two dominant.
Couple of days off at time of recording.
But
no, it'll be one day off, right? So Sunday they'll probably do 3 more fleet races.
So medal race is Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. For both of those, and Marit and Matt, the M's, the M&M, M&M's dominating at the moment, and it's pretty solid domination for those.
Marie is killing it.
Killing it.
She's dropping a 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Carrying a 1, 2, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah. Mightily impressive. Then the next two medal races will be the 470s and the Narcras, which I think the Narcras kicked off yesterday yesterday, and then the 470s were on Friday. So, and then we got the Formula Kites will finish it all off, and medal races for that on Thursday. So, you know, the program will come to an end, but there's plenty more still to come. The weather sort of been good. We haven't had too much super light winds.
Mistral action at the moment, right?
Yeah. I don't know. While we're still talking Olympics, I did see a funny one, and I've got to say this without trying to sound like I'm being a bastard. The medal tally board, the whole world puts the board in order of gold medals won. So the winners, the whole world, except a little tiny unheard of nation called the United States, where they put down the most total medals. Have you noticed? Because that way they're first.
Yeah.
That was a bit.
Well, as we're about to leave, you know, the underwater, they're very strong in the swimming, but about to hit the track.
Yeah, it's all going to change.
Yeah, that's all going to change.
I do love the track. I love watching the track stuff. I'm mad. I love the high jump. All right. Okay. The question is, what do we want to change? If we were world sailing, what would we change? Like, would we change boats? Would we change formats? We've got a few emails that I could read out associated with this question. But, you know, do you want to say anything first at all, or do you want me to read some emails?
No. I think we could jump to the emails just based on the format thing.
Mhm.
that I'm literally on the fence. So I don't know the answer.
No. No.
The actual boats themselves,
Mm.
no,
Okay.
I haven't thought too deep about it.
So the question for me, and everyone's got an argument on the format thing, like it's what they sign up for, like it's what they sign up for. But I'm a traditionalist at heart. Did we get the best sailor winning the gold medal? And I think, with due respect, that didn't occur. Well, I won't name particular events, but yeah, that it didn't necessarily occur.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
and that's personally what I'd like to see. So we got an email from Charles Dennison on this fact, and his email was titled "Stand Up for Emma Wilson." So I figure I know where that's going to go. I know a lot of us have been reluctant to shit on the medal race format. Is it time to speak up? She has put herself out there this morning and is already being labelled as a sore loser by those who don't know sailing. She won the series by 30 points, overlaid a single tack in a 5-minute race on a course everyone else had sampled, and then went from gold to bronze. Is this what sailing is about? I get my kids into it for life skills, the ability to keep swinging multiple times, take risks, drop your F-ups, and move on. Play the long game with consistency, and then you win, like golf, like life. This new structure is everything I hate about some other sports where 3 minutes of perfection is what wins. She's right to call it out, and it's not Sail GP. The context is totally different, and the class and world sailing needs to stand up for what the sport is and is it. It's never going to be anything like 100-meter sprints, so stop pretending that's what we want. Would golf allow the final result to be decided on the basis of the top 10, or do a final player for one hole to determine the winner of the sake of viewership? I doubt it. Time to speak up if you agree, lads. I like that post because
No, that's good. And it kind of puts it going back. I mean, spoke earlier about the different sports, and it's like the 100-meter sprint or the swim or something.
Yeah, cover them all.
Way less variables.
Mm.
And like you say, the consistency thing.
Yeah, well, the golf
still
is
not decided personally, but that's a very well thought out email.
Yeah. Another one from Scott Patton. Sailing is a brand. It has one of the richest histories and cultures in human existence. For some reason, we choose to dilute it. Imagine if archery, for example, chose to use a hunting compound bow in Paris because that's the pinnacle of bows, but in LA they are changing to traditional longbows because they're increasing in popularity. And then in Brisbane, they're going to use slingshots because that's what the kids are into. Ridiculous, right? What about equestrian? In Paris, they're using thoroughbreds because this is the horse for purpose. But gee whiz, miniature ponies are popular. So in LA, they're going to use them. And in Brisbane, well, donkey ownership is on the rise. So guess what? Brisbane and equestrian will use donkeys. Do you see my point when it comes to sailing? Sailing needs to concentrate on the sport of sailing, the athletes, their personalities, and the culture, not the craft. The craft don't make it interesting. The people do. By all means, change the format. Do 3 course races, 2 distance races around some landmarks and be done. Most sports are 2 heats. If you don't qualify for the final, you're out. Thanks for coming. Off you go and support your fellow. I could guarantee that most people outside the sailing could name one sailing athlete at these games. Sure as shit, they could name a swimmer. Olympic sailing should be the best of the best sailors. Stay true to our heritage because, as Vegemite 2.0 showed, changing the packaging only loses the respect of both the participant and the future consumer. So he's talking about mainly about the craft, I think, is what he's getting to. I'm interested in that discussion, what boats should be at the Olympics. I like the tactical nature of slow boats. I don't like seeing things bang out in the corners and just, you're on the favourite side. I like seeing that sort of tweaking, and I like that sort of, it doesn't cost you anything to have a tack. Just roll in. But then I guess we get lots of pumping and stuff. I like slower tactical boats because I'm a mad sailor, and you can see it all happening, whereas the general punter can't see it at all. So
no.
Yeah, it's a hard sport, isn't it? Like, how do you govern it well? Everyone's going to have a bit of a whinge.
Maybe we could make it a little more complicated. just so
Okay.
the public understands it a little less more.
I don't know. Like if uh, I think the windsurfing one sort of got to me because they do so many races in the lead up, and then it's winner takes
Yeah.
everything sort of thing. And I
Mm.
just like why go from everything about consistency to then suddenly
Sudden death.
sudden death. I'll always lean like I'd much rather not see medal races. I just want to see normal
Yeah.
sailing regatta.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. But yeah. Anyway, the good thing though is that Olympics gives us the people that have been given the time to train and sail to perfection. Being able to sail 7 days a week for a few years. That is something not many people get to do, and so you get to see some pretty good sailing.
Absolutely. Like
Absolutely.
the pinnacle. And
Mhm.
you'd argue, I mean, apart from probably the America's Cup,
Yeah.
that's the only
Mm.
part in our sport where no one would spend more time on the water than
Yeah.
Olympic sailor.
Yeah, I like the technical aspect of it too. So I think America's Cup gives me more of that. Like some of these boats aren't highly tunable out on the water. The 470 is probably the most of what's left in the fleet. NACRA is
Yep.
probably pretty tunable, but beyond that, like if you, with due respect, very few laser sailors who've devoted their life to laser sailing could come out and sail on large keel boats in the technical elements, trimming jibs or setting mast
Mm.
setups up or cutting sails, like that whole structure of how you refine a boat and put that whole boat together. So you don't become all round is what I'm saying. But the technical nature, like if you're sailing a 5 then you become the best possible sailor because you get everything.
Have I mentioned the rainbow before? By the way, shout out to the Rainbow Facebook group that's out there. And I haven't told you yet, but Bark Radio have purchased some tickets into their raffle
Oh,
to
cool.
win a rainbow.
Oh, I love it.
Wouldn't that
I
be a
love it.
classic?
We'll move on from the Olympics, but as I said, we're still super fired up about the whole thing. We're grateful that we're able to watch as much as we can, and wish everyone the best of luck. I hope that everyone has a great experience. Of course, if you want to have a great experience and you're in a stressful situation, just grab the Radix Nutrition because it's nutrition for everybody, even for the audience, and the friends that are out there, the families that are cheering, putting the effort in to try and cheer all that time. Grab the Radix Nutrition, go to the website, Radix Nutrition, use the word Bar Karate, one word, put that in the discount code, get a discount on us. There are a few other things happening in the world right now, Mr. Bice.
Oh, believe it or not. Believe it or not. There are a couple of things out there.
Yeah. So I do want to mention, obviously, the 5-0 Worlds. Have I mentioned
So
them
we've
yet?
just had the pre-worlds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Saw some common names and faces
Yep.
at the pointy end.
So they're in Varberg in Sweden. Swedish have got a long passion for the class. It's a great class. The worlds were won by Jan Philip Hoffman and Felix Brokerhoff, and pretty much 1-1-1-1 and dropped a second. So that's the pre-worlds. And then young Malcolm Higgins and his son Angus right there in second. Then Mr. Holt and Rob Woeful in third, Howie Hamlin, Andy Zim into fourth, and then Nath Batchelor and Eric Anderson into fifth. That is big. So Malcolm is someone I've known for, let's say, 40 years. Yeah, and known Angus since he was born. But Jan Philip Hoffman and Felix Brockhoff, they've been coming strong, and I've been meaning to get them on the show. I know Felix pretty well, and all I can say is that those two are super, super talented. A German team, and I do actually think mad respect to them. They're probably the future at the moment. I think that they may be very, very hard to beat at this regatta.
What
So
age are we talking of these boys?
Probably late 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
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 A force for quite some time.
Yeah, yeah, but just so much talent. I'm really impressed with how they sail. I've watched them on the water a bit, and really quite impressed with how they sail. So, good luck to them. Good luck to everyone involved. The other event that I should mention is it's happening in the 29er class, which is in Aarhus International Sailing Centre in Denmark, which can be a little bit shifty and funky. That's underway. French team are leading that with Pretchenil Lescan and Raphael Kimball leading the way. So that's a female helm and crew leading the world champs in the 29ers.
Nice.
That is the future. That's how good is that? Aussie team in second. So Christian Spencer and Sebastian Spencer. No relation that I'm aware of. And then
Never leave a forwarding address.
never leave a forwarding address. They're the right age, but
Just left the wrong name.
And then a German team, Lara Prokop and Leonardo Prokop. So again, a female helm and male crew. This is fantastic. Is this not good? Boss, are you not impressed?
100%.
Yeah.
And it's probably, I mean, who was it that a few years ago when we were chatting to James Harada, and he mentioned just that whole thing about female, male. It's not even a thing on the race course. And to see the domination going on is awesome.
I will say they've only had one race, and they're split into a whole bunch of fleets. But but the point is, it's on. Just wanted to raise people's attention of it and see how it plays out. But so if you're into the 29ers, future skiff sailors of the world, they're out there. Our friend Denise, who welcomed BP into Canada with the Welcome Exalted
Well
one.
done, Denise.
Denise, your champion, has written to us and just let us know that the 24 J105 Ontario Women's Championship is coming to the Royal Canadian Yacht Club August 17th. Just give a heads up to everyone that's interested. So the Women's Champ, August 17th. Good luck to everyone competing in that. Cool. There's plenty more coming up, but we could probably...
I mean, what are we? Beginning of August now. Europe land's still in a bit of shutdown. Starting to fire up. Of course, the Cup is the next big thing. End of August. We've also got the TP Super Series in Porta Potals. And then, of course, the month of September is chock-a-block with Cup, the Youth America's Cup, the Women's America's Cup, Maxi Worlds, Super Yacht, a whole bunch of different things going on. So it's Euroland's opening up again, ready to roll.
It's going to be great, isn't it? So we've got plenty going on. It's that time of the month where we normally would name the listener of the month thanks to Vycobi, the $200 voucher. Given that BP's here, we probably can't judge it, so we might just delay a week because we delayed last week one a week.
But based on our very strict criteria of how the winner is chosen.
Yeah, very strict.
A vote between three.
But yeah, so Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week. We've got we've had mentioned a couple of their emails before, but then there was one from Charles Jennison just talking about the commentary. I feel guilty bringing this up. I don't like to criticize any commentary, it's hard to be as good as I am in commentary. I was waiting for you to put the boot in, boss.
Struggle. Mate, you've still got the best commentary line I've ever heard.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I can't
Here's a fin sailing a fin going to the finish.
Yeah. Stuff like that. You don't even
you can't even make that shit up.
I know.
It's just natural.
Charles Dennison, right? Could you guys do some Roy and HD style commentating to go over the top of the live stream? Surely, lads. ? Love to. There's a little bit of technology involved that we haven't had that conversation with someone about, but it probably is for the future.
Right.
But
There's only what we're seeing in the Olympics. There's some good commentary going on,
correct.
and no better
Correct.
than the American stuff with Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart commentating on the equestrian.
Yeah, no.
Nah, that won't be happening.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, no, look, the comment. I get on with all the commentators, so I don't want to be. I don't want to put the boot into anyone because I think it's a hard job and they're doing great. We got an email from Brett Chivers, who is he must have been listening to the show forever. He's a good man. He does plenty, and he does some funky stuff. Which when we ever get to sit down with him, for a beer and front on with him, we will have a damn good time. I'm certain of that. In fact, his email it actually says, "Gentlemen, I've been listening faithfully since episode 1 and request you start sharing the reverse curse with other nations. Fiji needs some love in the Ilka at the Olympics. After following the men's IQ foil, it's apparent you have perfected the reverse curse, and I officially protest your bias towards the Aussie team. I wish I had the opportunity to be on your podcast when I was competing with the Olympic circuit in the late 90s. Please keep up the great work with the podcast." Former cool guy sailor. Freddie boy, I hear you. We do share it around. We've definitely shared it around.
Yep.
We honestly made a conscious decision ahead of the Olympics to not interview non-Australians.
Well, we were getting a bit of pressure from the AOC, the Australian Olympic Commission,
yes, we did.
to only share it within our nation.
Yeah,
Otherwise, our passports would have been revoked.
there is no truth to the rumor that we each received $1 million. There's no truth.
No. Yeah.
No,
First job with the mill, straight back to the podcast.
Yeah, that's it. No, the reverse curse is going strong. Another one was Andre Benezzi. I got a little note. I can't find it, Andre. For those who don't,
in what form of message did that come through?
I don't remember, but it was a photo attached with it. But for those who don't know, Andre, he's how can I describe him? 7 or 8-time world champion in the contender class. Absolute legend. He seems to live in Australia these days in Italian, but he sent some photos from the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli team where the Baccarati was in full go on board, which was nice of him to share that with us. He seems to be very much a man about data. So there's all sorts of data I see he watches, but yeah, he sent that through to us. So very grateful. But yeah, so we've got some good listeners this week. Very happy with that. Yeah.
It's hot time with Bike.
I caught up with Harrison the other day. We had a quick lunch, just in the neighbourhood. So yeah,
The hot time with Bice guy.
Time to get Harry back, just to do it live.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
We need to take him on live with us.
Yeah.
First thing worth mentioning, Jordan Spencer.
Yes.
Cows Week.
Oh, yes.
Like the annual pilgrimage of all the sailors.
I love it.
They start heading south in the great land of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Down to a little old place called Cowes, which has plenty of history.
Oh.
And I tell you what, they were probably trying to repeat some of that history in that small island over the last week.
Yes.
But one of the better things, of course, is the racing. Keeping in mind,
classes.
every second year there's a Fastnet.
Yep.
Next year is going to be the Admiral's Cup. So,
Yes.
which takes in Cows Week.
Yes.
This year, she's just stock standard, normal yatching around, perfect conditions, beautiful English summer. That may or may not be true. It was for a while there. But we mentioned it when we spoke about it last year, just the sheer amount of classes. Like, I'm not going to rattle off who won everything.
No, we can't. It's just like you couldn't even rattle off all the classes. There's so many to mention.
But what I will mention, though, is the youth trophy.
Yep.
Went to Kaya Hockley and Jesse Opokwali. the Libby Finch won the Women's Day trophy.
Yep.
The Musto Young Skippers Trophy, Joshua Walker. And this is basically the overarching winner of the whole of Cows Week for the second time in 3 years.
Mhm.
Men behaving badly.
Mm.
Fourth time they've won it 4 times.
Love it. Love it.
Flying 15.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So they've
Hot little boat.
nailed it. They've gone well.
How many classes, boss? How many classes?
It's yeah.
It-
Like,
is
well,
it's 30,
even how many?
25?
No, I think it was in the 40s.
Yeah,
reckon.
it's amazing.
But we're talking actuals, every single J that you can imagine
yeah,
that's
every
ever
single
been
time.
designed and built. And
There's the darings, whatever a daring is. There's the mermaids. There's
IRC
IRC
0, 1, 2,
classes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever.
Yeah,
And then
just all the
cruising
performance
and
cruising
multis and
yeah,
all sorts of stuff going on.
so much,
Yep.
much. Yeah,
Yep.
good luck
We
to
love
everyone
a
in
good Cows Week.
participating. Yeah, love a good cow week. Yes,
Yep.
yeah, love it. Only problem is
Um,
it's cold.
What else did we have? We've got the
Well, we did Sydney,
Sydney to
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
We've done that, haven't we?
Spoke
We-
about that last week.
Yeah,
But
and-
also the new one to the agenda,
yeah,
the Gold Coast and Mackay race,
correct, Mundo.
which is just
just a
been
small
run and won.
Mm,
Line honours going to Wild Thing 100,
yeah.
foot, boat, and mast.
Wow, coming here,
But that is the inaugural Gold Coast and Mackay race. Something, was it a little bit close timing wise?
well,
you think?
with what?
No, to actually be able to do Sydney Gold Coast Mackay.
Oh no, they had a couple of days of gaps. I think it's just basically it's a way of cruising up the coast, and it was perfect conditions for them.
Oh
like they
yeah, just a
raced
nice
up
little
the
slide downwind.
slide
Beautiful.
downwind the whole way. It's
Yep.
like a dream,
That's
absolute
how
dream.
it's normally. That's what the weather's normally like.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Um,
But that's kind of that helps get all the boats in Oz. Starts getting them north,
Yep.
getting prepared for Hamo, which is kicking off in a few weeks' time.
Early.
And
Race
Early, of
Week.
course. Yes. Let's not forget Early.
Yeah, no, early. I do love early. I love it a lot. Yeah, cool. Anything else, mate?
That's all I've got at this point in time. But gearing up, as mentioned earlier, for quite a busy the next couple of weeks. There's not a whole heap on the agenda, but come mid August, she's on.
Yep.
All nice.
Well, there is one other event underway this week in Lake Garda, in Torboli.
Oh, is
which
there not? Everything's happening in Lake Garda. So
It's busy. It's busy,
what's
but
not happening there? That's what I
it's
want to know.
beautiful. It's only just started. It's the International 14 World Championships. We're looking forward to watching how this all plays out. So they've only literally just got started. So we'll see. But our good buddies Dave Alexander and Noel Kinch are over there. So
Yeah.
the old
I wonder
fellas,
when the first time they sailed together with.
35 years ago, I reckon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. They haven't been together the whole time, but Noel, Noel's done the 18s for a bit. Lindsay Irwin and Andrew Perry, now
there
they've
you go.
sailed together
Yeah.
for a long time. They'd be carrying their walking frames across the boat from tack to tack. So that one's going to be good. A lot of sailing still to be done on that one. We'll look forward to how that plays out. But the International 14 Worlds are on. Don't miss if you're into that sort of stuff, which we all are. I do have one question. Can you talk about this, boss, before we sign off? North Sails buying Doyle's.
No. This is
Sales
North
Group.
Technology Group.
North Technology Group have bought
Yes.
Doyle's and Quantum.
Who are the owners of North Sales, but they have also acquired recently Doyle Sales and Quantum Sales.
Wow.
So
that's massive. Can you talk about this?
And of course Southern Spars, owned by North Technology Group as well. So pretty close to it. I am actually traveling to NZ this week. I'm sure I'm going to find out a bit more. And without speculating on the details, let me do a bit more digging. Well, not digging because it's all public knowledge, and I'll be able to speak to it in more detail next week. If you're happy with that.
I'm interested. Yeah, we'll take whatever. I'm interested if it means technology sharing across the different sail manufacturers, or like there's. It's huge. Like, it is a big thing. I feel like we need to talk to a couple of just the local sail makers, rather than just fuck it. Obviously, that is a big move. Like, we've got a lot of mates spread across those companies. So I'm
absolutely.
interested how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
Who's the next biggest sail maker now? Is that One Sails? Is it? Who's next? The list.
I mean, from a racing point of view, I wouldn't be able to tell you right now.
No.
But
Anyway.
like I said, I'll get some more info, and I'll
don't get yourself in trouble though. Don't say anything.
No,
you
no.
Can't.
Oh no, I was going to tell you. No. No, absolutely.
Cool.
Guess what? BP still hasn't dialed in.
What do we do if how are we going to play out without the music? We'll have to. Can you get his guitar and just
Yeah,
pretend?
I've got the cowbell.
The cowbell.
Jill,
cowbell.
shout out to Jill, BP's mum. I'm sure he's fine. He's a big boy. He can look after himself.
Oh dear. Yeah. No. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. A great app. Congratulations,
Nice.
everyone. Let's just enjoy.
Still a few more
sailing.
medals to be won.
Yeah.
Keep close eye on it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it.
Going.
Yeah.
Everyone in Marseille, love your work.
Yes.
Keep sailing hard.
Yes. I think that's exactly right. And remember, go to Radix Nutrition, fast, healthy, complete nutrition, help you through your racing, you build up your training, everything. Use the code BARKARATE for a discount on us. Have a great week. Remember to send anything you want to communicate with us and win the Vycobi voucher. Cheers at barkarate.com.
Oh, here he is, BP. Too late, mate. We binned you.
All clear. Oh, dear, nice.
You might be struggling after the footy. Fuck, that was a
what was that? Was that
hell of a game?
insane?
Mate. Unreal.
What was the end score in the end?
140.22, 11 to like 5 goals, 3 or something. Well, they didn't score a goal till like halfway through the second quarter.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh man, it was pretty cool.
Murder. Before we sign off, Bud, can you send me that logo that we're using now?
I did it on Canva. Do you have Canva?
No, can you just like even screenshot it, perhaps, or I don't know.
Let me work out how to do that.
And otherwise, like save it as a
Dropbox?
JPEG, because I just want to be able to drop it into the video as our lead in.
Yeah.
Like have that to lead in, and I'll put it all together tomorrow. And then that recording, I'll have to get access to that. Well, how did we do it last time? How did I?
No, so I gave you the password, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, don't worry about telling me that now. I'll sort that out tomorrow. If I can't remember, I'll give you a quick call.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
Yeah, flying tomorrow. So I'm, boarding at 11:30.
Oh, yeah. I'll check in the morning first thing.
Yeah.
And do it first thing in the morning.
And I'll get that stuff off Canva. So
yeah. That'll be the go. No stress.
Beauty, mate. Nice one.
Have a good one.
Cheers.
Do like